And?
She's frightened. Anna Blessing.
Why did she do this?
She hates him, he hates her.
Just minutes before this encounter, this girl reported an active shooting inside her own home.
She is over there with a gun. I'm hiding behind my bed. Help me! No! Help! Hello? She's gonna shoot me!
While she was fortunate enough to escape with her life, officers are about to discover that this girl was not the only victim.
Hey, he's gone. Check his pulse. Sir, can you hear me?
She's been advised that he's no longer among us.
And very soon, cops will come face to face with the one behind this gruesome murder.
Anna, keep your hands where I can see them. No sudden movements, you understand?
Rifle, forever.
But little do they know, hiding behind this old, fragile appearance is a cold-blooded killer capable of murdering her own son.
I'm gonna put it this way, if I'd have stayed in Florida, this wouldn't have happened. I know what I did. Exactly what I set out to do.
On July 2nd, 2018, dispatch in Fountain Hills, Arizona received a frantic 911 call reporting a shooting. In tears, Julie Tierney, the girlfriend of 72-year-old Thomas Blessing, explained that she was hiding from his mother, who had shot him and was intent on killing him.
His mother.
And?
She's frightened. Anna Blessing.
Why did she do this?
She hates him, he hates her. We moved her after a year ago. They don't get along. We've been trying to work at a nursing home.
She still has the gun.
She has a gun.
Were you the one on the phone?
Yes, there's another gun on the floor on the other side of the back bedroom door. On the way to get that one. We had a report telling police that there were two guns in the house and she was going to shoot us. And she couldn't do anything.
748 Curtis, W Town 3265, station 45.
Anna, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Anna, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. I need you to put the gun down now. Anna, Sheriff's Office. Anna, can you hear us? Anna, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. I need you to put the gun down and come out with your hands up. 743, we're inside. However, we can't get her to come out and put the gun down.
748 10-4, you're inside, can't get her to come out.
Anna, put the gun down!
45.
I need you to walk toward us with your hands up in the air.
Officers could clearly see Anna's supposed victim, Tom, lying in the doorway of a nearby bedroom. Tom had been a dedicated trucker for years, and in his retirement, he was enjoying a cozy life with his girlfriend in sunny Arizona. He had frequently visited his mother when she lived in Florida, and only recently moved her cross-country to live with him. As you can see, that cohabitation sadly didn't work out very well.
Anna! Anna, I know you can hear me. I need you to put the gun down and walk out toward me. Anna, then if you don't have the gun, can you walk out in the living room with your hands up in the air? She said we can come into the bedroom. She's not walking out. You want to go any closer? Anna, this is what I need to do. I need you to come to me. I cannot come to you. I need you to come to me with your hands in the air.
Anna! Keep your hands where I can see them. No sudden movements, you understand? You understand me? Got her right. Okay. You got her?
I got her.
I'm going right.
I got this way.
You want to go with him?
Okay.
Bathroom to my right, Jones.
Here. You.
Check the bathroom.
Got it. Clear. Okay. I got the pistol. You drop your rifle, forever. Anna, you alright? Where's your gun? Where's your gun?
Julie's got both of them.
Okay.
Did I get transferred?
Is there anybody else in the unit? Is there anybody else here?
Huh?
Julie's outside. You're here. Your son is here. Is there anybody else here?
No.
Okay. Just watch her for a second.
Hang on! Stop! Stop! Do not make any sudden movement! Do not make any movement! I will shoot you!
Anna was slowly, very slowly, taken into custody and transferred to the station for questioning.
You want to have a seat there in the blue chair. Let me turn it around for you. There you go. Let me see your hands. Get these off of you.
I'm gonna drink some water.
Can I have a tissue?
Absolutely.
It's John Charles John Dora, Tyson and Reefen.
What happened to my gum?
Oh, well, Deputy Bowers has it. He just carried that and your stimulator in here, okay?
Keep in mind that this has been a seasoned officer who has been in the room with cold-blooded killers, deviants, and people struggling with psychosis. Yet the exchange you're about to see is probably one of the most odd and uncomfortable of his career.
You want to throw that tissue away?
Pardon?
I got a trash can right here if you want to throw that tissue away.
I gotta have some more to replace it.
There's a whole box right there.
Huh?
There's a whole box right there.
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay.
You need more water, just let him know, okay, ma'am? Or let me know, alright?
Yeah, I can get you, if you want some, if you finish that, I can get you some more water, okay?
Okay. Then you'll have to go to the bathroom. When you get old, it's very hard on you.
Yeah, I imagine.
Life is rough when you're 92. I had, when I lived in Florida, before I came here, I had a 20-foot by 20-foot garden that I took care of. I had a small rototiller. I tilled it. I had fresh vegetables in my home. I had a beautiful garden. Because I'm a farmer at heart. And then you come to Arizona and you get stuck in a room and nobody talks to you. And you know, I got thinking while I was in there, how many millions of other old people this happens to. You have no idea what goes on in a home with an old person. It's just ridiculous.
Police are about to find out exactly what went on in a home with this old person, because shockingly, she isn't shy about what she's done. But first, she has some requests and some prayers to make. As you're about to see, Anna isn't one to mince words with anyone, be it God or detectives.
Somebody will be back in a few minutes to check on you, okay? Make sure you're doing okay. Okay?
Better close the door and lock it.
Now I'm going to close the door, okay? Just give you some privacy.
Can I have my water?
Your water, when you want to drink, just We'll be back in a few minutes, okay?
Okay, I'll lay down. Dear Heavenly Father, I know what I have done, and I know it's a sin. But my Heavenly Father, I'm asking you for forgiveness for all I did it because of all he's done to me. He's so hateful. I never heard a strong word out of his mouth till him and Julie come down. I swear I never. Please forgive me, Lord, for I know I have sinned. Amen. I know what I did. Exactly what I set out to do.
After 4 hours of chatting with herself in the interrogation room, a detective finally arrives to conduct the strangest interrogation of his career. Not only because it's not often that murderers are pushing a century old, but because the motive Anna has is not at all what you're expecting.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
I briefly introduced myself before, but my name is Tom Sedlicek.
Pardon?
My name is Tom Sedlicek, and I'm a detective with the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
right now.
hearing aids have gone. That one's gone dead.
Okay. Are you able to hear me this close? Before we get started, do you need to use the restroom or anything, or are you okay?
Well, I'm okay.
Okay. Now, Anna, because you're down here at our office, it's standard practice that we read an individual their rights since they're down here and you're meeting with a detective. So I'm just going to briefly read your rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand those so far?
Sure.
Okay. You have the right to the presence of an attorney to assist you prior to questioning and be with you during questioning if you so desire. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but I can't get an attorney.
Well, we'll go over that in just a second. If you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed for you prior to questioning. Do you understand these rights? Do you understand everything that I read to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I may be 92, but I'm rather coherent.
No, and from what I've been told is that you're like, for 92, you're sharp as a whip. That you're very intelligent, that you're very smart for your age.
Tom was set on having me called, well, anyway, I took the test at the doctor's office. She says I'll never be incapable, or whatever they call it, when people can't cope with, know what things are all about.
So do you know what things are really all about?
I know the whole thing.
Okay. So what I would like for you to do is to walk me through everything that happened from the time that you woke up this morning, Anna, all the way up until me coming in here and talking to you right now.
Well, can I, first of all, tell you what led up to this, what brought it on?
Absolutely.
Ever since we got to Florida, well, it's to Arizona, started in Florida, and why I came with them, I'll never know. But Tom has a very foul mouth, and he's had 2 years and 2 months of anger management, because he used to beat his stepson. That was years ago. That was in Oregon. And his wife turned him in for beating the kids. And he had, not only that, but he had a very foul mouth. He was one of the most domineering persons I've ever known. Extremely domineering. He expects everybody to hump for him. And if not, you can get called almost anything. And when we lived on in Black Canyon, him and Julie had the bedroom not too far from where mine was, rather close. And he used to set that thermostat so cold. And I would go out once in a while and turn it up a little bit, a couple degrees up, because there was no need for it. But he seemed to feel there was. And one day I walked out to the kitchen and where he was, and I said, Tom, I said, could you and I have a common sense talk about the thermostat, real quiet like, because he's very, very loud and mouthy, and he came up to me and he got his face right down next to mine, and he said, you F&B, he says, I'll talk to you any way IGD want to.
Anna has certainly helped us lower our censoring budget for this video. She begins to dive deep into her history with her son. It's worth noting that none of what she says about Tom has been confirmed. And soon we'll hear Tom tell his own side of things, because oddly enough, this wasn't the police's first time at the Blessing household.
Okay. Now you had said that you were living in Florida before?
Yeah.
Was Thomas also living out in Florida?
No, I want to tell you about Florida. My husband and I lived there for 20 years before he passed. Well, he had 25 years by the time I moved. But my husband passed away in '08 from cancer. I was his caregiver. And Tom came down to visit us, and I've never heard a foul word out of that kid's mouth until he came down with Julie.
Did there come a point where, you're in Florida at the time, did there come a point where you could you no longer wanted to live in Florida and that you decided that you were going to come live with Thomas?
I would like for him to have moved to Florida, but he wouldn't. The only reason I moved with Tom is that, and by the time I'm 93, I will lose an annuity that I have. And the rent there was atrocious. And that would have knocked me out good. And so he said, we'll do it now. And so that's why I came. But Tom has always, ever since his father passed away, him and his dad talked about it. Was when he passed, he would see to it that I never had to go to a nursing home. And I don't know that Bill made him promise or anything like that, but from what I understand, it was discussed. But anyway, Tom has always promised me, Mom, you'll never have to go to a nursing home. You'll never have to go to a nursing home. I will always take care of you. So, I just took it for granted, because I know Bill always made me promise him that I wouldn't send him up to the nursing home where we lived. He said, if you do, I'll haunt you. But I certainly didn't want to go up there either, because I had run the gift shop up there and knew what was going on. And I wouldn't have wanted to have lived there up in the care center either.
Sure.
But when we left Florida and Tom was kind of misbehaving with his language, I told Julie, I said, I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to live with him. she says, don't worry about it. She says...
So Anna, what I'd like to do is I'd like to fast forward to today.
Yeah.
And what I'd like for you to do is to start by basically begin with you waking up this morning.
Yeah.
And then when you first woke up this morning, walk me through everything that happened from the time.
I didn't wake up this morning. I haven't slept for 3 nights because when they come in the house, they don't talk to me. They just walk straight on through. I stayed home for, well, I always stay home, but I took care of Jasper, Tom's cat, for 5 days while they went on a vacation. That was fine because I had to stay home all the time anyway.
Okay, so what was going through your mind the last 3 or 4 days? I mean, and what I'm trying to understand is if you were angry, if you were sad, if you were, if you felt depressed, if you were happy. Good.
Because they definitely were going to send me to a old people's home.
And what made you feel as though they were definitely going to send you to an old people's home?
They told me.
Did they tell you when they were going to send you to this?
Not exactly, but that I had to go. And my granddaughter said to me that I was interfering with Tom and Brenda's affair. And I could have sat and told her that one time when not too long ago, Julie came by me while I was working in the kitchen, and she said made some remark about their relationship, and I told her that I asked her, I says, Julie, did you and your first husband ever have 3 in the bed? And she says, no, we never believed in it. I says, well, I said, then how about you and Tom and Jack Daniels? Not another word was said. Either way, she didn't say anything more, and I didn't say anything more. That was it.
Okay.
After nearly a half hour of claiming unprompted that her son is a foul-mouthed bully and that his girlfriend is more concerned with Jack Daniels than her relationships, now seems like a good time to look at law enforcement's previous encounter with Anna and her son, Tom. This happened on June 21st, a little over a week before Tom was killed, and it paints a bit of a different picture of life in the Blessing abode.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Hot enough for you?
It is.
Just start us something.
Yeah. What's going on?
There was an officer out today.
Uh-huh.
Talked to my mother.
Okay.
About her gun. There's been a statement made to my girlfriend that she was going to go in the bedroom and shoot me in the head. We don't get along.
Okay.
I brought her back from.
We're putting her into nursing home.
Yeah. We brought her back from Florida because she couldn't afford to live there. So, and we are putting her in a nursing home.
Okay.
Trying to. And she just. There's not much we can, do. The woman is getting very senile, very angry. She knows how to push my buttons. My mother,
Right.
And my daughter would come in. Hasn't been here just one day. And come in. I haven't seen her in over 20 years. And she took my mother yesterday for the day, to do some things and everything else. And my daughter said that, my daughter's supposed to be here pretty soon, said that all she did was gossip all day. And she kept telling her, Grandma, you can't do that. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to listen to your gossip. I'm here because I haven't seen you, And so it's just been a...
Does she have access to a gun?
Oh, she has a gun, yeah. The officer here today asked her about it. She was asking him about the laws in Arizona and all that. And I told my girlfriend, I says, well, if she's made a threat, I'm going to say more than likely they're going to either pull her gun or get a hold of senior services.
Mm-hmm.
And do something. We're getting ready to go on vacation Monday.
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good.
Hi.
And she cooks her own meals. takes care of herself, takes her own bath, dresses herself and everything. We take her to the store, she buys her groceries and everything. And we haven't done anything for over a year now. And we decided we were going to go for a week. And just relax. Forget about everything. And we wanted to get this taken care of before we left, one way or another. No telling what she'll do, I have no idea.
Okay.
Because she's on and off.
Or do you have power of attorney on her?
No.
Okay. Well, as far as the gun goes, I don't know. I'm not sure what the deputy talked about earlier, but if it's a process to take someone's gun from them.
Even with a threat?
Well, she didn't specifically say the threat to you,
No,
correct?
she said it to my girlfriend.
Okay. She's allowed to own the gun in Arizona. She's allowed to defend herself, whatever it means. She just has to justify what she does.
Well, I'm laying in bed, she shoots me in the head. That's not much justification.
Not specifically to you. I'm just saying in general.
Right.
So that's why Arizona's pretty lenient on their gun laws.
Right, I know that.
People
I
are
carry,
have it.
so,
Yeah.
you know, it's nothing new.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't much when the deputy was here earlier that he can do, and there's not much I can do.
Okay. I just wanted to get out what's going on. And
Right.
Sadly, there was nothing done as a result of Tom's complaint because there was no proof of Anna's threat aside from hearsay.
Last night, were things normal in the house, as normal as they can be last night, or did you guys have any disagreements or any discussions last night?
When they come in the door, they head for the bedroom, and they get into bed. They lay there and watch television. I'm at the other end of the house where I'm sitting in a chair watching television because I have nobody to talk to.
Okay.
I might as well not have a speaking voice.
Was there a point this morning, sometime in the morning, where you went into their bedroom? You went into the master bedroom where Tom and Julie sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. So, why did you decide to go into the bedroom?
Well, I figured if I didn't get it done, that it wouldn't get solved.
Okay. What is it that you wanted to get done?
Well, first I started to talk with Tom about the situation, and he says, well, we could have left you in Florida, and when your money run out, you'd be out on the street. And I almost think that would have been better. But this morning, I was tired. I hadn't slept for so long. And they had been ignoring me so thoroughly. And
Were you upset? Were you angry when you went in there?
kinda, yeah.
Okay. Were there any other feelings that were going through your mind at that point?
No, but until Tom started in on me, and I
Okay, what exactly did Tom tell you?
I can't remember exactly.
Okay. Whatever it was that he told you, how did it make you feel?
No different than when he always gets on his rampage.
Okay, so you said he had made these mentions about it would have been better for you to stay in Florida?
To stay in Florida. Well, I agree with him. It would have been better if I'd have stayed in Florida.
So what happens next after you have this discussion with Tom?
Well, I had my gun, and I used it because they were going to send me to a home.
Okay, so you had your gun. What kind of gun did you have?
It was a Charter Arms.
Charter Arms? And what caliber?
I can't remember the caliber. It was a good size one.
So when you go into the bedroom and you have this Charter Arms gun, and you said that it doesn't You don't have the hammer resting on a bullet. Okay. When you go in there, where is the Charter Arms gun?
In my pocket.
Okay. So walk me.
And then I backed out and came up, and there Julie came at me from this direction for some reason, and so I pulled my gun out. I was gonna shoot her.
Okay. Well, let's first. You walk into the room. You've got your gun.
Yeah.
This is before you and Tom have a discussion. Okay. When you go into the room initially and you talk to Tom, is your gun in your pocket?
Yeah.
Okay. And what causes you to remove your gun from your pocket?
When I left the room, started leaving the room, Julie come towards me, and I pulled it out, and I pulled the hammer back first and pulled it out, and she grabbed for it, and Tom came from this side, and I backed up and I pulled the trigger, and it broke the mirror, and I don't know what it did, and then Tom was going to come at me again, so I pulled the trigger again.
Okay, so you fired the gun twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you fired the first round, you said hit the mirror?
I don't know. I think it hit him, but I'm not sure how.
The first round?
I'm not sure.
Okay. How about the second round?
I know the second round hit him.
Okay, where did it hit him?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But
So,
I do know I killed him because Julie was over by her bed by then, and she had my gun, my Charter Arms, but I had my 25, and I bent over before I went back to my room. I bent over and took his pulse, and there was no pulse, so I knew I killed him. And I went back and went to my bedroom and sat in the chair and waited for the police to come.
That's right. Anna didn't enter her son's bedroom with one gun and her fuzzy nightrobe. She came in with two. However, that may be where the truth of her story ends. At least if you listen to Julie's perspective about what happened.
okay, so if you can just kind of walk me through from you guys getting ready, and then walk me through I don't want you to go super quick, but you can probably maybe keep some minutionary things. We'll go over those things more in depth in a minute, but if you can just kind of give me a quick version of what happened.
Oh, okay. I was up to this point, and I was in the bedroom area, and Anna came in, and she said to Tom, she says, I don't like the way you treat me. And when that starts at all, I just dismiss myself because I don't get involved in those conversations. So I went behind Ann and into my dressing area, where the bathtub and everything is. And of course the door closed, so I really couldn't came open, so I was in there. And I thought, Tom asked me, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to go in the other room, which just meant in there because I didn't want to get involved in the discussion at all. So I painted my fingernails actually, and I had time to I just got time to get to the last one when I heard the shot. And I recognized it as a bullet shot. And so I came out and I saw Tom on the floor, kind of like in midway between the door and the wall, and it was evident. I could see. Was it on his left side? I think it was on his left side. It was evident that he had been shot, but I couldn't see either of them until I pulled that door back, and that's when I saw him on the floor, her standing there with a gun, and so I looked down and I saw Tom. And I saw, that's what must have been on this side because he was on the floor, but he was totally flat. And then I ran behind my bed, so the other side by the window. I ran behind that, and Ann has macular degeneration, so she can't see real well. And so what I did is I got down and she had the gun up. And so then every time I got my head up, she went like that. She never shot at me, though, to my knowledge.
Is she saying anything at this point? Are you saying anything at this point?
I'm screaming, and you'll hear it on the 911 call. I was screaming hysterically, Ann, stop, put your gun down, and I got down. You know, but every time I put my head up, she was standing there ready to shoot me, and I said, Ann, get down, no. Then I was on the floor, and I was on with 911 the whole time. And so I was watching her feet, and I could see Tom then, too. Okay, so I'm on the floor on the other side of the bed, looking under the bed, because I thought if she stays there, 911 will come, we'll be okay. But if she starts to come towards me, what do? You know, it didn't occur to me, but I'm looking under there, and I did see her reach down, and she did check his neck, and it was on where the gunshot was. So I assumed it was going to be a fingerprint or something, I don't know. Then she just stood back up. I got back up thinking, okay, you know, what are you going to do? Pulled the gun again towards me. I got back down. Then I saw her lift, right about here, his right arm, I'm looking under there, up, and then it dropped. And then I just kept watching, thinking, and I was yelling to the 911, please get the police here, kick down the door, I don't care what you do, she's going to kill me. You know, there's no doubt I was frightened that she was actually going to kill me. She had a gun pointed. So then she started walking towards me, and I could see her feet under the bed. So I got, stuck my head up a little bit, and she had the gun down to her side. I think she's right-handed. Anyway, she had her gun down to her side, and I thought, okay, it's going to be all right. I mean, not besides this, and I started to step towards her, thinking I was going to be able to, and she just, I got that gun away from her. It was a brown gun, and I believe I threw it. So I think it landed somewhere over near where I was or something, but I threw it because we were right in front of the dresser. There's a dresser in there. So she'd made it all the way to the dresser by the time and I'm like, Ann, no. And she got in her pocket, she pulled out another gun. She had a second gun. So she pulled out a second gun. And that's when I was so close to her. I didn't know what else to do, but I've watched too many SUVs. I grabbed onto her and I was yelling, stop, Ann, stop. And she kept trying to come down. And so then I pushed her. I thought, I'm just going to try to force her down, as best I can. She's strong for 92, let me tell you. Anyway, so I pushed her down, and when we fell down, it was right in that, right next to Tom, and just on the other side of him. And when I knocked her down, she took the gun and she kept trying to do this, and then she put it in my side, and I got it out of my side. And then she pulled it up again.
The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office later stated that based on forensic analysis, and likely plain old common sense, they believe Julie's story was truthful. Back in Anna's interrogation, she has some questions to answer.
When you went into the bedroom with the guns, did you go in there with the intention to kill Tom?
Not really, but...
Well, not really can mean a lot of things. So let's... When you went into the bedroom with the two guns, did you go in there with the intention to kill Tom?
When I got thinking about being put into a nursing home after all the promises he'd made me, I guess maybe I did. I don't know. The whole thing is a big haze.
I understand, Anna, but you have to help me understand what's going through your mind at that time. So
I don't really know what was going through my mind at that time.
Okay. But you said that you and I don't want to put words in your mouth, so correct me if I'm wrong, but you said you sort of went in there with the intent to kill him?
Well, I don't know if I did or not.
Okay, why else would you go in there with the gun?
Well, I guess I was waiting to find out whether and about being put in a nursing home, and it just wasn't discussed, I guess. But what happened after that really isn't clear with me.
Okay.
In any way, shape, or form.
Did you go in there with the intent to kill Julie?
No.
So after you have shot the gun twice, you said you don't know what happens to the gun, but there's a point where you have a second gun?
Okay. I have
Where was?
25.
Okay.
I had a little 25.
Where did you have that second gun?
In my other pocket.
In your other pocket? And when did you pull that gun out?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember what you did with that gun? And what I mean by that is, do you remember if you pulled it out and just held it down by your side, or did you pull it out and pointed at someone or something else?
Julie was behind the bed and hollering at me, and I pointed the gun at her.
And how do you know Tom's dead?
I bent over before I left there and felt his pulse. There was none.
Okay. When you reached down and felt that he didn't have a pulse, how'd you feel?
I didn't have much of a feel, I guess, because you have no idea what he's put me through the last year. And before that, there was never a thing. Before Julie, nothing happened. I could not understand that. It didn't make sense to me.
Okay, when you felt that he was dead, I mean, did you feel like a sense of relief, like it's finally over? Did you feel any remorse? Did you feel sad for what had happened? I mean,
I don't know how I felt. I'll be honest with you, I really don't know how I felt.
okay. How do you feel right now about what happened?
I wish I'd stayed in Florida.
Okay. Do you feel bad for what happened?
Yes, in the sense that I killed my own son. But in another way to look at it is he can't holler and scream at anybody else. And because, it could be mercifully. You have no idea how loud his voice would get and how vicious. He got after Julie, and he's give Julie a lot of hollers too.
Do you feel bad about what happened, what you did to Julie?
What he did to Julie?
Do you feel bad about what you did to Julie in the sense that you pointed a gun in her direction?
Yeah, kinda. But she's part of the trying to get me into a nursing home too, so I don't know that I do feel that bad because, since I've come from Florida, between the two of them, the promises that they've made to me, I was supposed to go out and get some summer shoes. I was supposed to go out and get some blouses. And they were going to take me out to get some more clothes. Because when I left Florida, had planned on going up to shop for clothes before I left. But they couldn't take me up because they didn't figure they had enough time to do that and help finish the packing too. I don't know where things have gone wrong.
With everything that's happened now that you've had a chance to look back, what do you think should happen right now? What do you think should happen next?
Well, I probably ought to be put to sleep.
And what do you mean by that?
Done away with. I'm no longer any good to society. And
why do you feel that way?
What can I do for society? I killed my son.
I just have one other question before I take a quick break. You said that obviously you were concerned that they were going to put you in a home.
I was flat out told I was going to put me in a home.
You were told that. Were you specifically told what home or when you were going to be placed in this home, or if there was any meetings going that they were that either Julie or Tom were going to meet with somebody to discuss putting you in a home?
Well, Tom has talked to Steve from Arizona, something or another. And Tom tried to tell me all the good points about it. But what kind of good points are there to somebody who's always been independent and on their own and been promised that they'll never have to live in a home? What are the good points?
Would you say that that's part of why you felt your life was over, because those things were going to be taken from you if you were going to be in a home?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a sad day when your son don't want you anymore after he's promised over and over and over that I'd never have to live in a nursing home. And I talked to him on the phone one day, and before him and Julie came down, everything was just, we could talk about anything. I never heard him be harsh with his words or anything. I really think I don't know. Anyway, what was we discussing now?
Well, and I'm going to take just a quick break, and I'll be back in just a few minutes, okay?
Soon after this, Anna was arrested for first-degree murder, aggravated assault, and kidnapping for pointing the gun at Julie and making it impossible for her to leave. Ultimately, however, Anna ended up going to the exact place she killed her son trying to avoid. After suffering a stroke in jail, she was transferred to a hospice home, where she passed away in late 2018 before her case could ever go to trial.